Merkaba Molly. I'm a psychic medium healer. So I'm going to do a reading for the collective. So my guides are telling me this were a 3-part reading. So we'll do 3 readings. So first of all, let's ask our guides which reading is for you. So just quiet your mind, closing your eyes, taking some deep breath. And just asking which reading, 1, 2 or 3 is for you. You may see a number or hear a number. If this doesn't come to you, when the readings are happening, you may just pick up bits and information that are feeling right for you. Or after listening to all of the readings, you may feel a pull to one or the other, and that will be your guidance. Okay? So we don't always get images or visions or words in our head. We feel as well, which is clairsentient. Or you may have other ways working with your guides. Maybe you don't even know yet and you're learning still. Okay, so we'll do reading number 1. I'm just going to see which cards the guides will point to. Alright. So first of all, I'm seeing this one, Work Your Light. And this is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So I was just guided to look at those 2 and take them out. Okay. This reading can be absolutely timeless whenever you find it, because often our guides send us to videos on YouTube for the answer that we've been asking a question about. So it doesn't really matter about when this video is made, it's more like what resonates with you at the time. Okay, so I'm just tuning in for this reading, number 1. Okay, so this has something to do with the moon cycles, and it's for people who are already spiritually aware. Okay, it's also to do with the seasons. So we've just had one of the, what is it, equinox? I always get them mixed up. I'm going to get it wrong anyway. We just had one of the major seasonal transitions. Okay, here's the card that's showing up. It's called Star Mother. It says, how can you mother yourself? And then I'm going to get a few cards from this other deck. Okay, oh, we have, okay, that just flew out. I'll just get a few and then we'll get a message. As I'm looking at the cards, I can see a few things already the guides are pointing out for me to pick up on in terms of the message. So, I mean, first of all, this card with the Star Mother, she has a moon in the background, and so I feel like this message is about timing regarding one of the moon cycles, but I think it's actually getting more of like, as the moon changes in its cycle, so does the energy of your life or the flow, and you're being really asked to be more in a flow state, to surrender. And in regards to what this message is about, it's about the heart and relationship, and this is the card about action, taking action in relationship. So either people coming together, but first of all, this card is telling me, Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? Looking after yourself. And this is very much taking care of yourself. And I feel like some people are needing, in this reading, self-calming because they're waiting or frustrated with the, like, not the situation, but the slowness of whatever is happening in their relationship or lack thereof. And they're just being guided to say, like, I'm being guided to say, that it is coming into fruition. The hands are coming together in this picture here, and it's very much that you prepare yourself and calm yourself and allow this state of partnership to come into fruition. But you cannot fast forward this. It has to come in its own time, and that's like the moon cycle. So depending on when you're watching this, you may notice one of the moon cycles coming up is relevant. I can't say exactly because this is, a timeless reading, but just be aware of that. The other thing I'm getting with the moon is that the tide is linked with the moon, and the tide comes in and goes out, and it's very much, even if your love tide, relationship tide has gone out, it will come back in. In the meantime, self-care is important. And they're also saying boundaries, like boundaries and learning from the past, okay? So putting into effect the lessons that you've learned from relationships in the past. Okay, and then coming out of this helpless and hopeless state, which is like feeling lack of power or lack of control in the situation, instead taking back your power and looking after yourself. So perhaps you've given your, it's to do with timing and like, I'm waiting for the other person or this and that. And instead of waiting, which is giving away the power, you're taking back your power by loving yourself, okay? And it almost feels like that is a really healthy distraction for you away from the time issue of partnership, is just working on what you want in your life and allowing that to flow into fruition as well. Yeah, because they're saying as you do that, you become more yourself and more focused on yourself. And then when you come into partnership, you're more of equal balance. And you're not, like you know your own self-worth, so you don't just throw yourself at the other person or get totally absorbed by the relationship, but you continue your own life in terms of what your dreams are or what your path you're dreaming of is. Like for some it could be study, or others it could be building a business or career. It's also for people who have a tendency to, when they get together in relationship, they tend to throw their whole life away while they're in relationship, and or just put it, like just literally forget about it. And then relationship ends and they've kind of like lost those friends or the momentum of what was going on in their life before. So this is more about like taking things slowly, allowing things to unfold at the natural pace, and just easing your frustrations through self-comfort and creating some goals of your own. Yeah, and this is the beautiful thing about it. This is mastering the heart, and really when you do the self-love work and you raise your self-worth, your heart is really opening on its own rather than the way we think it does through meeting someone else. It's very much your heart ascending in terms of feeling safe, to open up, to express love, to feel love. That's my dog, excuse that noise. And so they're showing me like this is where they're showing me sacred geometry and like the energy coming in. And it's very much all part of your spiritual transformation, okay? So rather than get hooked on the mind's focus of timing or lack of action, work on yourself, apply yourself to your own well-being, and really rise up in vibration through that. Yeah, and then we have share the love, which is then where you can open up and really, without fear, come into relationship. I just want to read that because I feel there's something in that message. So it says you're entering a period of joy and tranquility. This card speaks of friendship rather than romance, suggesting this is an opportune time to connect with friends. For the time being, let go of any desires, anxiety or stress around romantic relationships. Instead, focus on your relationships with your friends. Turn to them for support if you need it, and find reasons to celebrate with them. So very much what I was saying before about paying attention to your own life and opening your heart through friendships and family and sharing the love that way. And then, when you come into true self-love, that's when you really can access a one-on-one unconditional love relationship with a partner. So they're giving me a bit of a story about humility and humans, the human mind or ego's wish to control things or to manufacture things or, circumstances, situations. But this is where you really do need humility to just surrender to the higher powers, put out your desires, do the inner work so that you can be ready for this, okay? Because you're wasting your energy if you're trying to control it. It's also acting as a block to receiving. Yeah. This is a card that says wait, postpone, and pause, okay? So you're definitely in the pause part of coming together. But it's not a bad thing, it's just about timing. Yeah, and this really is the time for you to work on opening your heart. Releasing whatever constraints there are from past relationships or fears or possibly from, if this is a reunion that you're hoping for, from the relationship that you've had. Also, it feels like just some hurt and injury from recent times that needs to heal up. It's really like when you surrender and allow, transformation will begin. Okay, and some of you may also be getting angel numbers as guidance or as confirmation that your angels are with you. So the number 44, the angels are with you, and they wanted me to say that because if you're getting that, like if you see it on a clock a lot or you see it everywhere, this is how it happens. You get guided to see it, you turn your head, it's there. It's just the angel saying we're with you and we're supporting you through this period. They're really trying to guide you through your transformation so you can live your best life. Okay, so I'll get one more deck for this reading. Since this is very much about love and relationship, I'll use this deck, Whispers of Love. Okay, that's shot out. So we have practice compassion, see things from a fresh perspective, and that's really what this reading here is about, is like seeing things differently. The idea of, maybe the other person is preparing still or has growth to happen before you can come into partnership. And so this shift in perspective will allow you to move forward without any judgment. And I think that's important because it's no judgment because we don't want to fear this is a problem. I've got to keep saying it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So I keep looking at the top of this deck, the throat chakra card is here, and I feel like the other person or yourself both have issues around expressing your heart and feeling safe and vulnerable to do that. So that could be part of the hold up is, growing through that coming up to a place in your energy vibration where you are feeling safe to express your heart and to have the courage to do that. Yeah, so this card is saying shift your focus back to love, okay? So your perspective is just to focus on love, not fear. Do not worry about it. And when you focus your current actions and trajectory on yourself, you can always know that you're going to bring in something that is right for you. And you want to raise your vibration up through self-love so that you can bring in more love if that's what you wish for. Okay, so that's reading number 1. And I'll just get some cards for reading number 2. So if you would like a session with me, my details in the description box below, and I do offer them online and in Sydney. Energy healing, psychic reading and past life regression. Okay, so this group number 2, we've got a variety of different themed cards here, so I feel like it's going to be a different story altogether. So we'll get some cards first. This feels very much like a 3D world problem in terms of career or feeling stuck. And I'm getting a few cards already. This one is status quo and fragmented energy, which is very much like I want to move forward but I can't, and my energy is feeling blah, you know. And I pulled out the life purpose oracle cards. I feel like this is to do with career. So needing to shift out of current job or career into something that's more aligned with your dreams or purpose. Okay, and they're showing me it's to do with the mind as well, how you see your worth or how you see what you are capable of. And also maybe you know what your life purpose is, but you don't feel like you can bring it into fruition for whatever reason. Like it's not a valid career or something like that. Oh yeah, they're also showing me like you might have commitments like a mortgage or something, and then you don't feel like it can pay for the bills. So something along those lines. Okay, so we'll look at the life purpose now. Yeah. Some people will be looking at studying while working, upskilling, and this is saying strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. So it is time to make this leap, to start changing your path. And it feels more like a reorientation than a full opposite change. Yeah, so we've got creative expression. Your song longs to express itself creatively. I'm actually seeing someone singing, so it could be a singer or an artist or writer or anything that is creative. Also, I want to say creativity is a way to shift your energy. So if you are feeling stuck with fragmented energy, which means kind of all over the place, not feeling centered, use a creative project or creative hobby to get yourself into flow again. Just makes you feel better, like you raise up your joy and happy vibes. Okay, anything else on life purpose? They're giving me a saying about hay. Something like, what's that saying about making hay while the sun... Let me look that up. Yeah, okay. Making hay while the sun shines. Which means take advantage of a situation that is favourable to you while you have the chance to. Okay, so perhaps in context of studying, maybe your job is a bit boring, but you have it doesn't get you really tired, so you do have the ability to go home and study, or it's flexible, so you can take days off to go to uni or TAFE or whatever. So just if that resonates with you, yeah, because some of you I'm seeing will be light workers, and will be doing like modules of trainings that will be not like full-time study, but here and there to add on different things to your understanding. Okay, so I'm also understanding that saying about the hay is, so you may not be happy with your job, but if you use that salary to pay for the training for the future career, you can have gratitude that it is providing finances to do that, okay? So it's a different way of looking at it. Or if you're unemployed right now, maybe it is a good time to do the study. So there's a lot of ways this can apply to different people watching this video, so it's up to you to interpret and see how that goes for you. But main thing is movement. They're showing me get in the car and go forward, okay? Making change happen. Okay, so I'm using a deck called Blessed Be, and we're just going to see what blessings come out for you. Okay, so I'm just getting another message to slow down, or to slow down your expectations. Like, it doesn't have to happen fast, and just doesn't have to happen all in one go. So just slow down, allow it. Like if you're taking on too much, do less over a longer time. I'm not really getting one single card at a time, so I'm just going to try again. Okay, well, I am hearing solo, so solo career, sole trader, entrepreneur, someone who works by themselves, starting your own business, and feeling free. Okay, so there's some keywords there. Hopefully, yeah, and they're showing me like a parachute, like you're gliding down with the parachute. It's going to be a soft landing because you've got the parachute, and it feels like you're being protected by spirit as you do this change. But you don't need to go too fast with it. Just allow it to happen, to unfold. Without pressuring yourself to complete it in a certain amount of time. It's just go with it, okay? I think that's where the fragmented energy comes in as well, is like if you are forcing things, your energy is going to go all over the place. It just doesn't work. So if you're not sure what your life purpose is, I do sessions in my psychic reading and my soul alchemy where we can really get into the like sometimes very specific careers like jobs or bigger picture sectors. But most of the time I do get guidance around which courses as well people can do to help themselves get a new career or what is right for their soul. Okay, so what they're also showing me what you need to do is have fun. Okay, so that is one cure for the fragmented energy and stuckness right now. Yeah, because that's when the ideas come in. Okay, so I'll just put down the cards for a moment. They're showing me the calendar, and it's very much like don't focus on the timing. Focus on your energy, shifting your energy into flow through good sleep, diet, exercise, fun things, and working on your mind, being, pretty like meditating, making sure it's balanced and not going to like unhelpful thinking habits or worrying. Okay, so it's very much like trying to get you into a state where you can focus and receive your ideas. And from there, you can start building the foundations for going forward. Okay. Yeah, and then we have planning and action. Okay, so that's where you start to do your planning and actually moving forward. I feel some people may, in the 3D world kind of sense, need to go to a university careers advisor or something like that. It is very much about, am I in the right job or am I in the right career or field? That's the question of this reading. And they're showing me the saying, if you're nervous, focus on service. Okay, so, and I imagine a lot of people who are watching these videos are interested in service and are light workers. Yeah, this is called Keepers of the Earth, and I feel that's very much what we're doing here, is really honing in on life purpose, divine purpose, and getting you more orientated towards being of service to the earth and the people of the earth. Okay, so I feel like that's enough for reading number 2. Hope you got something out of that. And now we'll do reading number 3. Okay, just got to move my cards out of the way. I'm going to start with a blessed be for this group. Okay, so we've got a blessing on sleep. And a blessing on the air, which is fresh air. I was actually seeing people playing with a beach ball, and I feel like that is something, it's a combination of like activity, fresh air at the beach, and fun, frivolity, and that kind of like, and I feel like with the sleep issues here, there's something going on in terms of stress, and you need to balance out with some fun. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper on that message. Okay, so they're showing me also the self-power and sovereignty, and you either have, it feels like you've watered down your power. I know it's a strange way to phrase it, but you've kind of like, through different events or interactions, you feel less powerful, weak, and lost. I guess that's the way to put it. Like you've lost your way. Yeah, this actually feels like a transformation is about to come through. Okay. Yeah, we have success and growth. So it is about spiritual growth and transformation. So that idea of things get really bad, so then you can shoot up into huge growth. Shh. That's my dog. Okay. So let's see where you're at in your spiritual path. So I'm feeling you do need to be around people and in groups. And like you've been doing things alone. And the alone time has been too draining and kind of has reinforced some ideas about being, it's kind of like a whole lot of childhood issues about being alone. Okay, so this idea of like going down to the beach, playing beach ball with other people, which is a team sport, isn't it? Here we have initiation by air, and we did get the air card before as well. So let's have a look at that. So this says you have a strong and powerful mind. The mind can be a great asset. It can also be a dark and destructive force, undermining your power, making you doubt your own heart, keeping you trapped in fear. Okay. So it's definitely about the mind, and this card is asking you to use spiritual practice to empty the mind, which isn't really possible, but clearing the mind is something you can do, you know, less mind, what am I saying? Less thoughts, decluttering the mind. Also, like, you know, all of those symptoms I was getting before, it was very like lost and confused, and it's like too much thinking. The mind's trying to figure out a solution for something, it cannot do that, and it just keeps on going around and round and round. You have issues with sleep, you just lose any sense of power because you feel like you can't fix your problem, and then it's just like, it's a self-defeating thing that goes around and round and round in a cycle, and then you do get more and more disillusioned, okay? So the guidance they're saying is simply go outside into the fresh air, do something with groups, like some fun activity, be around other people, take your mind off what is the problem, do your meditation, yoga, mindfulness meditation, anything that helps you release the monkey mind, and then calming yourself. So the main thing is stop trying to figure out the solution, because once you do that, it's just going to drop in, okay? So the main thing is relax. And then in terms of your spiritual growth, this is a big lesson in shifting out of that way of trying to solve things. Instead, let's receive guidance going forward. And it's a different way of seeing life and thinking. And then you're not really alone as you thought you were. You have your team, your spirit team with you, your angels helping you, which is how you feel the support coming through. Okay, so this is very much about personal growth. And the current situation, it feels like a bottleneck. And that is very like tense, and it needs to pass through. the way to do that is to divert your attention off it, okay? So it could be go to the movies, go do fun things, be around people so you're not always thinking about yourself. And now they're saying also grounding, so being in nature will ground your energy, especially if you go to somewhere where there's like beautiful nature. Yeah, and also if you are trying to do things alone, ask for help. So I'm feeling like this person or this group, if you relate to this, it's all about coming back to your natural self, feeling careless and free. You know, just the vibe of like, I'm okay, everything's going to be okay. Alright, so I'm hearing things like someone will ask you how you are and you go, I'm alright, and then it's kind of like you cannot accept any help and you just push it away. And they're kind of saying like, they also gave me like no frills kind of ideas about yourself or how people can give to you. And it's like, no, I don't need it, thank you. But actually you do need help. You do need to, at least, if anything, have the comfort of talking to someone about your problems. So at the crux of this, as I was getting earlier, was the childhood issues around being alone and independent is what is triggering you into this current situation. And if you look at those patterns formed in childhood, you can redirect your energy in a more positive way by not repeating those, okay? So it's go towards others, ask for help, be part of a group. Don't try to do this all by yourself. Okay, so we'll get one more card for this group from the Work Your Light Oracle. Okay, so you're also getting a similar message to group number 1, which is surrender and flow. Okay, so a little bit more of connection with the divine, so you understand there is some meaning to life, and I do have support in the angelic realm, and I am being guided forward. I trust that there is support, and I will flow with that. I don't need to figure out the solution because things are just going to unfold anyway. Okay, so we got this card. Dance, do something to shift your vibration. And that's very much what I was saying. Do something that takes your mind off it and brings you joy. Okay? So if you would like a private session with me, I have my details below, and I hope these readings help you. Please subscribe and like and share if you want. Click on the notification bell and you'll get more of my videos coming into your YouTube. Thank you so much. Namaste.